Coming up, as dry conditions in northern Arizona continue, this year's fire season is likely to be more intense. Plus, an unusual cabaret show mixes romantic advice with risque dancing. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Tori Smith.
And I'm Liam Combs. Thanks for tuning in.
This season was expected to be a La Niña winter, and so far the dry weather is proving that prediction to be true. Flagstaff is currently sitting at 0.17 inches of precipitation, falling far below the average for this time of year at 2.51 inches.
According to the National Weather Service, a La Niña occurs when the ocean surface temperatures are cooler than normal. With these cooler conditions, the atmosphere is not getting enough humidity to carry or release precipitation. The Coconino National Forest expects this dry winter to be one of the leading factors in a much more intense fire season than last year.
We can expect probably above average fire conditions earlier in the season. Normally we can make it till April or May before we get into what we consider high fire danger, and we determine that by measuring fuel moistures and temperature and wind.
Arizona is not the only state seeing this La Niña and abnormally low precipitation. Many areas on the West Coast are seeing severe to extreme drought. Due to these conditions, the fire season is expected to start much sooner than usual. Coconino National Forest has been able to accomplish many pile burns this winter, but they need more snow to finish the job.
Now in this time of year we wind up doing more pile burns, and that is where we have done forest restoration work in the past. Slash or branches and woody material are piled, and you see those scattered around the forest. We let those dry for a year or two, and then we go back over the winter and burn those piles. We need snow to do that because we want the piles to not spread.
With little snow on the ground, there are fewer burns. The majority of wildfires are naturally caused by lightning strikes, but there are also the many that are human-caused.
A way that the general public can help protect the forest is to make sure to follow fire restrictions and always completely put out your campfires. For more information, regularly check the website on the bottom of the screen.
NAU has been hit with a federal discrimination lawsuit. According to the Arizona Daily Sun, Professor Kathleen Canley, who works on NAU's Phoenix Biomedical Campus, has filed a complaint in federal court. She alleges her direct supervisor harassed and threatened her differently than other employees because of her disability. So far, there has been no comment from NAU.
Arizona Republicans have pushed forward legislation that will greatly reduce access to early voting. The bill is meant to encourage voting on Election Day, even though only 10% use this method in 2020 election. While Republicans are saying that this will help voters be more informed, Democrats are worried that this will discourage voters, including minorities, from casting their ballots.
The Flagstaff City Council is moving forward with design work on the Lone Tree Overpass project, while making a few adjustments to the Butler and Lone Tree intersection. Council staff has been asked to look at improving safety for pedestrians and bicyclists in the intersection design. The overpass will provide another bridge along the railroad tracks at Lone Tree Road. With funding from the Green Fund Committee at NAU, the School of Hotel and Restaurant Management is starting a composting program to cut down on the waste it produces throughout the year. The Colt Cafe in the School of Hotel and Restaurant Management began implementing the composting program just over a week ago. Joni Hurd, general manager of the cafe, says it's just the right thing to do.
Any of our hot cups and hot lids are compostable, as well as the wrappers that we use for our waffles and scones. And it's just like, it's easy enough to do it because it's like there's composting bins kind of all over campus now. If you have something that's compostable, you might as well just toss it in one of those bins instead of a normal trash can because it's not that much harder to find.
Andrew Nettles, creator of the composting program, says he will conduct quarterly audits with a team of volunteers to ensure that only compostable materials are collected at the South Campus compost facility known as Howard's Mesa.
So eventually the goal would be for composting materials on South Campus to actually be used in a vegetable garden that we're building here at the School of Hotel Restaurant Management. So it would actually be full circle. We would be growing vegetables that would be used in the kitchen for different culinary courses, and then eventually those would end up right back on South Campus in the composting pile.
Although Nettles is proud of the sustainability efforts NAU has made thus far, he says much of the Green Fund is sitting in the bank. He says this is because students aren't coming up with ideas for using the money.
So I'd encourage students to join the environmental caucus teams, to join the Green Jacked Club, to join the Office of Sustainability. We need to continue, there needs to be consistency. We need to continue to get the message out so that this remains viable for the long term.
The compost pile seems pretty efficient, converting waste into fertilizer in about 6 months.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers in Phoenix are working to pass a law that would protect gay and transgender people from discrimination. Republican House Speaker Russ Bowers says lawmakers will be introducing a bill that would for the first time protect LGBTQ citizens from discrimination by businesses, landlords, and employers. Looking for plans for Valentine's Day weekend? Look no further than the Hungry Hearts Love Advice and Cabaret Show. Produced by Momentum Aerials, this show is jam-packed with entertainment.
That's right, Tori. But just a heads up, this show is for adults only. And NAZ Today's Matt Kienitz joins us live in the studio with more.
Thanks, Liam. This weekend marks the 10th year of the Lonely Hearts Love Advice and Cabaret Show. This show features advice on love, followed by a performance filled with many styles of dances. Momentum Aerial is a studio dedicated to the aerial arts here in Flagstaff. Every year, they put on a cabaret show around Valentine's Day. It consists of 2 parts.
And we convene a local group of panelists that have expertise in different areas, so they can speak from their areas of expertise and offer advice on those topics. And so that's the first act of the show. And then the second act of the show is an incredible aerial cabaret.
The show will include aerial, contemporary, and burlesque dancing, along with live music from singers around the community. Melissa Rodriguez, a cast member, says it is important to embrace topics that are uncomfortable.
Because I think this topic can be really taboo and uncomfortable for people, and I think that this show introduces it in a really playful way, a safe way, a fun way, and it's a good example. And I want also people to be empowered and encouraged and enjoy it.
This show embraces what many are afraid to talk about and presents it in a positive and teachable way, which was director Joni Garcia's vision.
So for me, when I created this show, my idea was to have it be very celebratory, and it's fun, it's educational, it's inspiring, it's empowering, and I wanted to combine a lot of different elements, topics around love, human sexuality, and also just the celebration of bodies, and showcase that through art.
The Hungry Hearts Cabaret is this Saturday, February the 12th at 8 p.m. at the Prochnow Auditorium at NAU. Remember, this show is for adults only. Tickets are free to NAU students and $20 for others. Tickets are available at momentumaerial.org. Matt Kienitz, NAZ Today.
Coming up, the United States is pursuing diplomatic solutions to relieve tensions between Russia and Ukraine. Stay with us.
Flagstaff, you're in for a treat as I got some exciting news for you. We're finally seeing a warming trend with sunny skies and warmer day temperatures pushing through the week. Unlike last week, where it was very unpredictable with spikes in warm weather and drops in cool weather. I'll have more after the break.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Welcome back. Monday brought high-level diplomatic sit-downs as the West tries to ease tensions with Russia over the conflict with Ukraine.
Despite Moscow's denials of any planned invasions, Russia has continued to build up its forces near Ukraine's borders and looks to be preparing for a conflict. CNN's Karen Kaffa reports.
As tensions remain high along the Russia-Ukraine border, the West is urgently looking for ways to rein in Moscow.
The whole question of Kyiv is preoccupying both of us, and the whole of Europe is at a critical crossroads here.
Looking to cool the temperature, French President Emmanuel Macron became the first Western leader to sit down with Russian President Vladimir Putin since the standoff over Ukraine began.
I think that today's discussion will start off at least a process of de-escalation.
While in Washington, President Joe Biden welcoming new German Chancellor Olaf Scholz to the White House.
Working in lockstep to further deter Russian aggression in Europe.
The new chancellor's willingness to confront Moscow over Ukraine has been questioned, given Germany's reliance on Russian energy supplies.
It's an important meeting at a very, very important time.
The very diplomatic efforts are being conducted with the hope that enough unified pressure on Moscow will force a détente. As 4 sources say, new intelligence shows some Russian officials worry a full-scale invasion would be costlier and more difficult than the Kremlin realizes.
Any conflict would be protracted, it would be painful, it would be sadly bloody, and it would be a genuine mistake for Russia to pursue this as a course of action.
But satellite images provided to CNN show Russia isn't backing down, instead building up more advanced deployments near Ukraine's border in Belarus and Crimea, and setting up infrastructure, suggesting Russia may be preparing for a longer-term conflict. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaffa.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome. Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
Meals on Wheels gives me a chance to be totally selfless. More than the food itself, a lot of seniors don't have family. So just to have someone to talk to, just to say, hey, how was your day? That means so much more than a meal could ever mean. We have to look outside of ourselves to be that lifeline to other people. It's worth it.
Welcome back to NAZ Today, guys. My name is Hannah Ware, and I'll be your student weather forecaster for the night. As we look in our current satellite right now, we see slight winds pushing in that middle eastern region, but nothing too crazy, not really affecting northern Arizona. However, we do see a potential of 21-mile-per-hour winds, and our barometric pressure is above 30 at 30.3, explaining those clear skies and a temperature average of 52 degrees today. Looking at our daily almanac, our high is 49 with a low of 19, right around those averages for those highs and spot on with those lows. And our record low was negative 17 in 1933. I'm personally thankful that we're nowhere near there as we are supposed to be heading into those spring temperatures. Looking at our precipitation for today, we don't see any rain, adding to our 0.17 inches since January 1st, well below that average at 2.51. Also, if we look in this corner right here, we do see a sunrise at 7:20 a.m., a sunset at 6:02 p.m., showing that our days are getting longer as we head into that next season. Moving forward, we see high temperatures all around northern Arizona. Flagstaff, again, a high of 49. Prescott, high of 56. And Phoenix, you spiked back up to those 70 degrees with a low of 73. Heading into tonight, we will see a forecast low of 90 degrees. Again, clear skies and a sunset at 6:02 p.m. So if you're watching this right now, you can look forward to a sunrise at 7:19 a.m., high of 54 degrees and sunny skies once again. Heading into our forecast temperatures for northern Arizona tomorrow, we can see in that Kingman, Sedona, Prescott area, we are in those high 60s with the low of 64 in Prescott. And as we move into that Tuba City to Show Low region, we are seeing again high of 50s, low of 52 in Show Low. And Lake Havasu and Phoenix, you guys have a high of 75 and a 78, close to those 80-degree temperatures. As we head into the weekend on Thursday, we do see a high of 52 with a low of 23. That'll spike up on Friday at 58 with a low of 24, spike back down on Saturday, and then heading into Sunday and Monday, we will see a high of 57 and a low of 25. Well, that's all we have for weather today, but stay tuned after the break for sports with Michael Manny.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
And good evening and welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Michael Manny. So when you think of the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, you probably think of USC football or maybe the Summer Olympics. But this past weekend, NASCAR opened its season on a temporary quarter-mile track built inside the historic venue. Myself and a couple other reporters traveled to LA to cover this unprecedented race. NASCAR is entering a new era in 2022 with the debut of its next-gen car. And it could not have gotten off to a better start for Team Penske's Joey Logano, who won the first ever Clash at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. In his post-race press conference, Logano praised the event, the shortest track NASCAR has raced on since 1971.
You watch football games lately, and they're advertising the Clash as much as they're advertising Daytona 500. Yeah, that kind of, to me, puts it in perspective a little bit on what this event meant to our sport and how big of a gamble this really was, right? This could have gone awful. It went great.
Now the longest tenured Penske driver, the 31-year-old has taken on a greater leadership role.
I definitely feel like it is changed drastically, and it's interesting. I've really adjusted some things in my life. I got this new motto in my mind: less better. That's what I want to do. I want to do less things and do it better.
Logano's won the Clash before, in 2017 at Daytona, but he says this one was all the more special.
Of all the Clashes, this is probably the biggest Clash win you can imagine, right? The first time coming to this historic venue, like I said, and being able to do that together as a team.
And the thing is, the win won't even be the best part of Logano's week.
So if we win this thing, and you say Brittany's having a baby, I'm running right off the racetrack straight to the airport. I said, no media for me, I'm out. So, no, baby's still in there, and tomorrow's the big day. So what a kind of a crazy couple days for the Logano family, getting a win, and then I'll be sleeping in a hospital tomorrow night.
And a little update, Joey's wife Brittany just gave birth to their third child, Amelia Love Logano, today. Shifting locally, though, the Cup Series' Arizona drivers combined for 5 wins last season and will look to make even more noise when the 2022 season officially gets underway at the Daytona 500 in 2 weeks. Glendale native Michael McDowell finished 16th in Sunday's main event, with Tucson's Alex Bowman missing out after an accident on lap 45 of the second last chance qualifier. The last 2 years have been the best of McDowell's career, with 9 top 10 finishes in his first career Cup Series win at Daytona last year. Bowman also had a career year in 2021, winning 4 times. McDowell will look to defend his crown at the Daytona 500 February 20th. Well, that's all we have for sports tonight, but stay tuned for your weather recap with Hannah Ware after the break.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
Welcome back, guys. Looks like we got a little excited on that extended weather for the weekend. We did start on Thursday, but if you just shift that back one day and we start on Wednesday, tomorrow we will see a high of 52 with the low of 23. We'll go up on Friday with the high 51, back down on Saturday, and once again we'll go back up on Sunday with the high 56, Monday a high 57 with the low of 25. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Hannah. That's very interesting. I personally was going to be excited that we were going to get more snow, but unfortunately I'm also excited for the sunny weather, so I am very indifferent. But in other news, two universities of Arizona professors are creating a giant archive that includes 15,000 video games and 200 gaming systems.
That's right, Tori. Also, thousands of books, documents, and advertising material relating to video games.
That is all we have for today. But, you know, I was thinking, I'm not the biggest fan of video games. What about you, Liam?
Well, you know, Tori, when I was a kid, I used to love Nintendo, Mario Kart, Mario Bros, Smash Bros. It was always fun to play with my family and probably play some tonight just for this occasion.
Yeah, so you probably definitely know all the video games. I personally was just a Mario fan. That's about it. But because of this archive, maybe today is the day where you play a video game right before you go to bed. Just get it in there.
Sounds like a good idea to me, Tori.
Yeah. That is all we have for today, but definitely check us out on social media. We are on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow.
Good night.